I'm back. I was dreaming about being back here on my bed. I did so much. I'm in my Madeline RG. I wouldn't even call it an era. This is life. I don't know where to start, you know? This is go like so many things are in the way. Let me refocus. I'm being very intense right now. Let me chill. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that you're watching me do this. I'm grateful that all of this is happening, that I'm being given all these opportunities. You know, I worked for them. It's not like I'm being given the opportunities, but I'm being handed some crazy, crazy things to take advantage of and create on. Um, Heartful anxiety. It's not. It's not gone. You know, it is there. It's a normal human thing. It's not gonna be gone. But I know what to do with it. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. People, whoa, I'm not alone. Insane, actually. I'm so grateful. Anyway, there's so many stories that I need to tell you. There's so many things that happen. There's so many lessons, so many unlocked ancient wisdom, subconscious tricks. New things about God that I realized, new things about humans, new things about how to live life that I've learned through experience, through pain. So many funny stories, so many heartbreaking stories, so many casting secrets. Um, Incredible. And so many realizations about how humans work. Like, I've spoken to so many people, so many things unlocked. Like, this is I'm so glad I didn't go to university because I knew that I would be miserable. This is the school I'm attending. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, if anyone doesn't know what happened, because I didn't really tell you what I did, you just had to like know to know. Basically, I left home January 16th, went to Paris for 2 weeks for a fashion week, walked my first couture show, you know, millions of castings, all of that. Prior to that, I was working a lot, like for 2 months straight, to be able to have this opportunity and to, you know, had to prepare myself financially, mentally, physically, in every single way. And, you know, getting the castings was also a bunch of work. So, yeah, I did that 2 weeks in a hostel where I met a lot of people. There's a full 4 episode vlog series on that, on the Paris thing. I went back home from Paris for 24 hours, unpacked, did my laundry, hugged my mom, and went to London for 26 days, where the sweetest family was hosting me. You have everything on my channel. You can watch me grow in real time. How blessed are you to have that? Like, this is documentary. Who does that? Who does that? Only me. And then I did the same thing after I walked 3 calendar shows. One of them was Tell the Truth. I met all the family again. Second season, really great. Then I walked Renato Rivas. Then I walked Hector McLean. One of the best shows I ever walked. My favorite look was Renato Rivas, but the show experience, the Renato Rivas was crazy. Like, bro, did you see my face? The braids, the makeup, but the most relevant media wise and like image wise and like experience wise was Hector McLean. That was a crazy important British Vivienne Westwood type. You know what I mean? Like, historically relevant show. Yeah. And there was a lot of things happening in London as well. And then after London, you know, obviously Tell the Truth, got closer with the family, recorded podcasts and everything. It was a full month in London. It was a lot of things happening. A lot of stories from there. I went back home for 24 hours again, did the same thing. Bigger suitcase, laundry, hugged my mom, and off to Paris again because it was time for the next fashion week. I didn't go to Milan because Milan was in between that, but I just couldn't, like, I was like, Milan Fashion Week started, and then it was like a few days of castings that already started in Paris, and I had to be already there for these castings. While Paris Fashion Week starts on March 3rd, but the castings are last minute a little bit before that. You know what I mean? But so I couldn't go to Milan because it was, so I couldn't do that. And time spiritually and financially and mentally, I just wasn't there. After Paris and London, couldn't do that. Anyway, enough yapping. I went to Paris, and it was 2 weeks in Paris from the 1st till like 13th. And now I'm back. And I walked I did crazy castings. I did a Comme des Garçons casting, which I was requested for before. I was in London for the Comme des Garçons, and they were like, "We love you so much. We want to see you in Paris again." And I did that same thing in Paris when there was Comme des Garçons, Junior Watanabe, and Norkane Nomiya. Insane. The most posh experience I ever had was Givenchy casting. If you know, you know. I walked in Abra show, which was really great, really great. Loved the walk, loved the look, loved the team. The casting team was amazing. Then then I became an agency, and I am independently work. I was independently working. Now, though, I am signed with Tell the Truth. There's so much happening. I want to tell you everything, but I can't tell you everything. But you will see, like, so many things are on the way. So many things that I don't even know. But there's things that I know that you don't know. And when you know, you just gotta wait. Just gotta wait and see. I feel like a rapper just pitching like a little snippet of a new album. Like, you just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Bro, I'm so excited. Yesterday was my birthday. See, so quickly. Yeah, that was like a quick summary of what's been happening. Let's like spend these next few weeks unpacking the stories, unpacking realizations, philosophical reflections. The YouTube videos are so back. We're so back. I'm just gonna be in nature. It's sunny outside right now. Spring, my birthday, always marks the beginning of the better era. Am I too intense? People really frequently call me autistic. I've been called autistic by like 3 different people throughout these past few months, like repeatedly. They're like, "Do you realize you are neurodivergent?" What does it even mean? I knew this was happening. It's not like I'm shocked. I'm like, I worked for this. This is working exactly how it's supposed to be working. But I'm not like arrogant about this. I did this on my own, by myself. No opportunities given to me. No agency, no nothing. No people helping me. I was alone, grinding, running at 3 a.m. at night. All very real. If you know. But I'm not saying that because I'm so grateful that this actually worked. I could do all of that work and God could be like, "Nah, actually this isn't for you." It's not like you don't have what it takes. Yeah, you did all the work, but it's not meant to happen for you. So chill and redirect and go to uni. You know what I mean? But no, God was like, "This, I told you it's gonna take a lot of work. Told you it's gonna take a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of rejections, a lot of dealing with shitty people. But yeah, that's for you. There you go. A little win right there. A little win right there. A little win right there. Some cool people right there. Some incredible opportunities right there." So I'm taking it all in and I'm so grateful. Yeah, what I wanted to say, I've noticed, I know that I inspire a lot of people. And this is also something that I'm extremely grateful. To inspire is to be alive. I'm just here to, like, if I have something that is like a story, something that I live, something that I'm creating, something that I'm building, and it's affecting you in a way where you see that we live the same experience with the same opportunities. You can go and build the same thing or better. I'm nothing special. It's so beautiful. It's like everything I live for, like literally to be and to help you see that you can be. Deep. Don't just tell me this, like, please do this. I want to see you win. I want to see all of us win. I want to live on a planet where we're all just so strong mentally and resilient and hardworking, and also we have fun. We're just so creative, and we're all in our, like, we're doing everything that we're meant to be doing purposefully, with faith, and not forcing it, but forcing it to the point where God is like, yeah, keep forcing it because I'm forcing you to force it until it works out. You know what I mean? Not forcing it while it's clearly not for you, but forcing it until you get it. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. But there is also people who are asking me questions, and I'm always, I'm at this stage right now where I feel like I'm in this gray area where Soon, I'm not going to be able to reply to DMs because I have so many. But I also have this thing where I can't have unopened DMs. With the amount of things with the amount of messages I'm getting, I have zero requests. Everything is open. If I left you on unanswered, it's because you said something stupid, and I'm just like, no, 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 I'm not going to even. Or if I'm just too tired, then like, no offense, I can't deal with that. But I open every message, and people say so many sweet things, and there's so many cool people that are also like, I'm just so living it. Yeah. It's very peaceful also, you know. I'm like very intense. I talk very like loudly and very like, but I'm like, wow, this is really happening. You know, I'm at peace with it, which is crazy. Like I'm so present. No, I'm actually, I need to be more present. I'm very in my head. I want to perfect it. Now I'm in this stage where I'm like working on every single little thing, strategizing, being very smart about every next step because it's working and I know what I want to see next. Kind of. The shape of it, the shape of future is there. I just need to very wisely choose my next steps, and that's what I'm doing right now. So as you know, I'm very, I want to perfect everything. I'm very hard on myself. So it's a challenge, but it's also a blessing, obviously. What was I talking about? That I inspire people and people asking me questions. So yeah, this video name is inspired by a girl. I mean, there's a lot of people who are saying the same thing, but she was like, so I'm inspired and I love what you do. Like, the journey is so, I understand. Like, I'm myself inspired. Like, I'm watching this movie as I'm living it. I'm a little bit dissociated. Slightly. Not really, but like, I'm presently living it, but I'm also like, do you realize what's happening right now? Like, this is quite historical. So I'm also reacting to it with you, you know? And so I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're inspired to move forward because you see that this is working. So she was like, I want to move to this new city and there's this opportunity, but everything is so scary and I'm afraid that I'm going to be alone there because I'm going to be alone there. It's a new city. I've never been there. I don't know people there. And everything's going to be so new, but there's this opportunity, this job or school or whatever, and I know that I need to be there, but what am I going to do if it doesn't work out? Girl. Let's count situations I've been in that I could have just not taken the step forward. I could have just stayed at home and be like, Mom, actually my system is dysregulated. My system was so dysregulated the first time I did my first Paris Fashion Week. I was still in that psychosis thing. It was 2 years or 1.5 or 1. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I wasn't in a place where I was ready to, I was like stable and grounded and mentally strong. I wasn't there. I was scared. I was anxious. I was extremely not confident. I was just assuming that I could be in that place. I was just assuming that I'm going to be welcome. I was just assuming that I'm going to walk some shows without knowing if I will. So that's what you got to do. You just really have to assume and take the steps. And as you go, your standard of normal grows. We'll talk about this. This is like a cool topic that I really want to make like a full video on. Your standard of normal grows in your head as you make those scary steps. And you don't just stop being scared of taking those steps. You really just accept new environments. You experience new things, and these new things, literally after a week of having breakfast in a different room than you do usually, with a different view, with a different temperature in your room, a different outfit, different mirror that you say good morning to every day, you experience this shift of new normal, and your thinking pattern is no longer, I don't know if I can do this. It's like, no, I'm in this city, and on my to-do list is to see these important people today. And it's not like if I get to do, I don't know if I can, what if. No, you're here and you're doing it. You're forced. You have no other option but to just go and do it. So why not take this step and experience this extremely uncomfortable emotion of I'm not equipped, I'm underqualified. just take that step, be underqualified in that space, and assume that that underqualification is not the standard of success. Literally taking the risk and like being unprofessional, being underqualified was never what determined if someone was successful or not. Look at all these people. I met so many people that make the worst things. Like genuinely, I'm not gonna name drop, but I look at that and I'm like, no. Or their walk is bad, or how they speak, or like whatever they do, they're not the best at it. I'm not saying it like, hatefully. I'm just stating a fact. Objectively, something is not of the highest standard. I walked some horrendous shows, crazy non-calendar shows. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but horrendous. And underqualification doesn't determine success. It's like the consistency with which you act confidently while you're underqualified makes you qualified to be in those spaces. This is just how it works, especially in those unclear industries like art and fashion, entertainment. You just have to. You just have to. So there was also this phrase like fear of being underqualified killed more dreams than actually not having what it takes. Because you will never have what it takes. You don't even know what it takes. When you walk into those places, I literally did like 4 different gigs a week. And in every space, there's a different standard of what they want to see. There is a whole different team, a whole different vision, a whole different thinking process, organization process, casting process, everything. And a different quality of the product, or a vision of the quality of the product that they want to see. And a different end product that ends up happening. Everything is different. So I walk into 4 different places a week on average. And comparing all of them is understanding that no one knows what they're doing. As much as you're qualified, professional, experienced, you did this a lot of times, no one knows what's going to happen. You just act. You just act. You act professionally, you act with experience, you act unprofessionally, you act without experience. You show up there and you try your best, and that's what everyone does. And no one really knows what's going to happen. It might be such a flop. The show might be like the worst thing ever. It really all comes down to like being present and just enjoying it and putting your best foot forward and trying to be the best version of yourself, for yourself because your future growth, for yourself because you're gaining qualifications, whether it's mental, whether it's law of assumptional and growing your character to accept these realities, or it's physical qualifications of, okay, now I'm going to learn this skill, now I need to navigate this new situation, now I have to regulate myself to know how to act in these environments, or like genuinely having like a proper skill. Okay, now I'm learning how to perfect my walk, I'm memorizing the runway, I'm learning how to talk to people, how to collaborate with creative directors, how to listen to tasks and stop creatively directing everything myself. That's my issue. I have to make a video on that. I feel like in my soul, that's why I don't say that I'm a model. I'm not a model. I'm not a model. Modeling is just what I do. I'm too creative to be a model. I can't just do whatever you say. I wanna change it. That's my problem. Like, I wanna perfect it. I see how it can be better, but models can't do that. Maybe a little bit sometimes, adding that little sway in the hips, but usually they hate it. But no, models should just be mannequins that you put things on. They act how you want them to act. They're like plain canvases that you paint things on, and they are shape shifting into anything you need them to be. To sell the clothes, to sell the concept, to sell an artwork, to sell an idea, an emotion. They're actors, essentially. They can't, actors can have their own personality and like way of looking at life sometimes, but I'm an artist. I'm not a model. Modeling is very shallow. The effect of me being so swagged out is being a model. It's a step in the way of revolutionizing the industry, using what I've been given, and being a model is essentially what I am right now. I am a model, but it's a part of the process. And I love modeling. It's cool. It's really, really fun. I like it. But it's not being a model isn't, it's not worth it. It's very technical. It's so exhausting. The industry's shallow. Nothing is really so artsy and cute. Like, you have 5 minutes of, that powerful feeling that you feel like modeling is all the time. And like 5 months of grinding up to that point for possibly a little bit of money. Modeling isn't all that you think, but it's a nice little venture that I see as a tool, and it's working. And I really love the people that I meet there, so that's why I do it. But let's actually look in on I always need to recenter myself back to what the video is about. So what I told that girl who was asking me about what to do if I'm scared to take this step. Like, bro, what do you expect me to say? Take the step. I don't know. I'm genuinely curious, like, what did she think I would say? Don't take this step? Isn't this the only option, to take this step forward? Like, why do we have options here? You are asking me a question that you know an answer to. You need someone externally to tell you that you need to take this risky. This is an obvious question. There is no other. This is not a yes or no. This is a, you are living your dream or you're not living your dream. And to me, this is not a yes or no. I usually say, in the worst scenario, I always assume the worst. Like, in my mind, in any scenario, I'm like, okay, let's assume. And then if that happens, how are we going to solve it? I have a solution in my mind just in case if something doesn't work out the way that I want it to work out. So I was talking to Rainy for like a few days ago, and he was like, why do you repeat that so many times? Like, in the worst scenario. Rainy is the designer of Tell the Truth, by the way. Why do you repeat that all the time? Because I want to make sure that my internal subconscious fear of failure is comforted. Like, okay, worst case scenario, I'm not going to be afraid and sit here. If I know that my body is afraid of this worst case scenario and preventing me from taking the steps, I'm not going to sit there frozen and scared of this. I need to take the step, and I'm scared to take the step. But I'm comforting myself right now by telling myself that, okay, even if this worst case scenario happens, what are you going to do? So I'm like, imagine this job opportunity ends up to be like the worst thing ever and ruins your reputation, or someone acts towards you in a way that crushes your whole career. It goes so bad, or like you meet someone that does something, or like, there's so many things that can go wrong in this industry just by you like not taking the right step perfectly. I'm acting psychotic and dramatic in my mind. Like, I think about these things. I'm like, I gotta be so careful while staying genuine and organic in it, while smiling, while looking very pretty. So I'm like, okay. So this worst case scenario, and what do we do with it? And I come up with a solution. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna die. Amazing, great, counting blessings. My mom is still healthy. My dog is still healthy. I'm still as pretty. I still have my beautiful mind, and I still can talk. I have a platform to express on. Like, I can rebuild everything from ground up. I have such a strong base in my mind, such a solid, unbreakable, unshakable, thank God, aura, that I can monetize it however I want, no matter what anyone does to me. My reputation cannot be broken because it's backed up by God. That is what everything comes back to, God. Anyway, yeah, and that's that trust. That's that letting go of any fear of failure. It's not just fear of failure. It's like, it's irrational thinking. It's, no, you have to breathe, center for a little second, and do to your mind what needs to be done to your mind. Comfort yourself in ways that uniquely you have to be comforted. My mind is like, worst case scenario. So I'm like, okay, let's deal with that worst case scenario. What if that happens? What are you gonna do? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this and that. And I'm okay with it. I already know what I'm gonna do. And in the back of my mind, I obviously know that this worst case scenario will never happen, because it's the worst case scenario. They never happen. So I'm so chill and peaceful all the time. And I do these risky, uncomfortable, and scary, painful things all the time. And they bring me to these amazing, fun places, that bring more opportunities every day. It's very inspirational. I feel like I really expressed it well. I think I'm going to call this video that. Imagine if your mom wrote your fate. Your mom wrote your fate. How cool is that? Imagine if that beautiful human being wrote your fate. She could write a scenario like, okay, Lisa is going through this, and that. She wants you to win so much. And imagine if she knew like everything that you personally wanted, and she knew what would be the best for you, and she wrote your fate with that. Incredible movie. Just the best things ever. The best friendships, the best food, the best partner, the best family, the best travels, just the best experience, the best art, the best food, the best everything. Now, just imagine for a little second, just think how much more God loves you than your mom. Your mom is a human being. You were given your mom by God. You were put in a scenario with this universal cosmic coincidence. Because God loves you so much. So she's a part of your beautiful scenario. Now think about how amazing this, I just can't put it in my mind as like him or a person. Like, no, it's God. It's just try to experience a slither of how loved you are. Realize how peaceful you can be. Because if your mom wrote your fate, that would be great. But God literally wrote your fate. God did it. God loves you so much more than your mom, even though you know the greatest love from your mom. That's even greater. That's impossible to even put in your mind. That's like, you can't understand it. I'm just telling you, like, experience a slither. You can't even experience a slither of how loved you are. But just kind of think, like, try. Yeah, and that gives you so much peace. You're like, responsibility? Yes, I have responsibility over my fate, because if my mom wrote it, I would feel responsibility to fulfill that. I would feel responsibility to, show up to these places and really fight my fears and do uncomfortable things. I feel responsible for making sure this beautiful scenario comes to life, because first I want it, then my mom wants me to win, and I'm responsible to make this happen. This is my free will, my steps, my actions that will lead to reactions. So responsible in front of God is also a thing. I need to take advantage of the opportunity that I was given to just breathe air, to be alive, to wake up and to have my lungs working, a healthy functioning body, and also the fact that I was born in a way where people view me as classically beautiful. Plus, I was born tall, with the tall gene, which classifies me in this area of, okay, supermodel. Now I just have to make sure my measurements are this stupid standard. But yeah, okay, playing with the rules. Okay, got it. I'll accept the rules. Let's do it. Discipline, all right? Now I just have to be responsible and very wise about every step and shape my discipline, shape my actions in a way that will make this scenario happen, because God wrote it and I'm responsible for making this happen. But also, I'm so peaceful because I can't fail. It's already written by the most loving, most merciful, most amazing, the greatest God, the only. So, wow. Yeah, that's what I can tell you. Just do it. Just do it as if your mom wrote the script, because the one who created you and your mom wrote the script. That's basically the lesson of today. The talk was amazing. It was supposed to be recorded with a mic, but it wasn't, because my mic died. I didn't charge it in Paris or in London. I barely recorded anything with it, because when we recorded with Lewis, we recorded with his Rode mic. Then I just never charged it while I was there. So I checked now and it died. So I had to record this without a mic. I hope the audio is okay. It's a long video. There's so many more videos on the way. I hope you could hear something. I hope you heard it, not just listened. I'm grateful. Now let's go gym, because we are never finished.